I realized in my last video, you might not be seeing what I'm doing when I say that I sew past the line. So see how I've sewed past where the fabric stops in this picture. I've kept going all the way out past the seam allowance, because that's what we would do normally when we are quilting, is we sew all the way to the end of whatever it is we're doing. Now I've made a little bit of progress since the last video, and I've just applied the end, and it's time to press this and go to the other side. Okay, so now I've got another little piece of red. I finished A5, so now I need to go to A6, then A7, A8. So let's do that now. Let's see. This little piece that had some selvage on it before, I think is going to be perfect for this. So I want it ultimately to lay like this, and so I need to flip it and see that line. I'm going to make sure that the edge of my fabric is hanging over that line. I'll check it this way too. See how the red fabric is well over this line. That just ensures that we've got a nice margin of error if needed. Okay, here we go. Okay, see how I sewed past that line? And I'll trim my little thread. Okay, our next step is to fold the paper back and cut off the excess. So do that. Okay, and then we'll press this out just to make sure everything is a lovely fit. My selvage is nicely over the edge of my paper, so I'm not going to have to worry about that later. And the red fully covers the area I need it to. So now I'll press it out. And I'll move on. That was A6, so next up is A7. So I'll just make sure I pick a chunk big enough to cover that. That looks like it's good. Okay, look for A7. I'll put my fabric here because ultimately I want it to fold over, and if I look, I've got plenty of slop. In fact, I can scoot this down just a hair, check it again. When I check it, I see plenty of margin there all around, so I'll take it to my sewing machine. We'll trim our little little thread, fold back our paper. Now, at this point, I need to sort of pull back on the paper so that I can fully fold it and trim what I need to. So I'm going to gently hold the fabric on the bottom and just gently pull back. And now I'm able to crease it in the way that I need in order to make my trim. Oops. There we go.